Hi everyone, my name is Danae Spencer and I'm here to talk about my invention project. So, throughout my experience, I had little to no faith in myself whatsoever. I didn't know what in the world I was going to be able to invent that would show novelty and usefulness. I would get so annoyed very easily with every idea that was given my way, and I had no patience. And I knew that every idea that was coming to me was not what I wanted, and it was just like it was a lot going on. This invention was actually like it's so simple, but at the time, just thinking about what I was gonna make was just the worst part of everything. Just thinking about what you wanted to do and how you was gonna do it and like different ideas. So that was just the worst thing. I did learn how to gain patience. I knew that my ideas could not be rushed because then my invention would not make sense. So I knew it had to be something that would make sense to me and something that I wanted to do for me and not for somebody else. Like I know my invention couldn't be something that what she wanted or what he wanted. It had to be what I feel like is good for me. Like I know when we were showing the when I watched the videos of other people's invention, and like for example, the mother who did anoint like her child with the kidding thing because her child had a cold, like things that deals with you. I feel like when once you do stuff like that, once you handle situations with things that deal with you, then you would know like it would be a good invention for you. I came up with the idea to put a fork and a spoon together. So my invention is this. It's called a spoon. Is a fork on one side and a spoon on the other side. So when you flip it, you can eat it with a fork. Flip it this side, you can eat it with a spoon. I did it with a plastic fork, and I also did it with a metal fork to show you guys both ways that it could be done: metal, plastic, each way. So, so many of you may think that we have something called a spork already, but this is different because this is with a spork, you cannot eat cereal. You can't eat soup with a spork because it's gonna go straight through the holes. With this, you could just flip each side and you'll be good. To make this, I had crazy glue. I used crazy glue. I did this a while ago and my hands are still with a lot of crazy glue. So I did that. And I also so one challenging thing about this was that maybe eating it, what if this digs you? Or what if this gets sloppy? What can you do? So in order for me to fix that, I created a cap to go with this to cover, like just like how you have toothbrush caps to cover your toothbrushes. I created a cap for a spoon and a fork. This is the cap. You go straight into this and you cover it, and this is how it would go. And this could go for both sides. This cap cover here, or you could flip it and the cap covers here. So when you're eating, you know, you can restrain from messiness and dirtiness, and this enhanced cleanliness. So the creative press and the creative environment was what was things that I used that surrounded me that was a good sorry. The creative press and the creative environment that I was surrounded with was not a very good experience for me. I received very little to none support, and there was lack of ideas to help me. That's when I realized I was very independent, and a person who did help me was the professor Cynthia. Like she told, I didn't know, like I thought I could just do the spork and the phone and that would be it. But like she was going through ideas with me, telling me that I needed something that you know what's an issue with this product, and how can I like fix the issue. So if it wasn't for her, I know I wouldn't be able to fix that too. Um, so yeah, like I mentioned, like the spork, you're able to, you could eat it with cereal, like with cereal. You could eat it with a spork. You could do anything with it. Um, Characteristics that I saw in myself was hardworking, artistic, creative, and I eliminated my ego. Like I was open to everyone's ideas. I did not know, like no ideas was dumb to me, and that's what was hard for me while creating this, because everybody was like, "That's stupid," that's dumb. Like how can you do that? What's like it was all negative thoughts, and I just like, but everybody's ideas and different opinions helped me, and I used my my surroundings, the creative press and the creative environment, like I stated before, to help me, because the environment was the one who helped me. Which seeing like being in the cafeteria and seeing the different cereals and the forks and the spoons, and seeing like my sweet mate, she has a fast metabolism, so she's always eating. So one day I would see her pick up cereal, and that same minute she would go and say, "Oh, I want spaghetti," or "I want rice, I want something." But she's very lazy, and don't tell her I said that, but she's very lazy, and she doesn't like to move out of her bed. So, and then she doesn't like to switch fork. Like she doesn't like the fact that she has to get up for a different fork, because in the housing that we're living in, their kitchen is not nearby. So she doesn't like that she'd have to get up for a fork or get up for a kitchen. I mean, get up for a kitchen. She doesn't like that she would have to get up for a fork and then get up for a spoon to switch foods, because she eats like crazy. So the environment that I was surrounded with, being on campus, the creative environment, that's the one that also helped me improve my ideas and helped me create this product. And the cap that I mentioned again is a very great idea, because it covers it, and it protects it from being dirty, like a toothbrush. Or you still have to wash it, but it protects it from being dirty, and it protects from messiness, like I said before. So once again, this is the plastic version, and this is the metal version. I feel like this is has potential to become a real a real invention, because once you're able to actually have this into something, like I feel like this will be a selling thing. Like once it's fixed, I feel like for it to be fixed, what can be improved is the cap. The cap I made out of a water bottle with tape and glue and a lot of other stuff. So I feel like if if I was really a real good mechanic, I could be able to make a really cap that fits spoons and that fits forks, and that would be a really good idea. That's one thing that I think could be fixed with my invention, the cap situation, and how to actually like make it flow into each other. I did have to glue crazy glue both of these sides together to actually make it become you know one. But once it's invented, like what can be really invented, it's coming together as one, like without glue and the messiness of the glue. And I think it would actually be great. So in all, I really found out a lot of things about myself. I said about how I was very independent, and how I was unique. I felt like I was a characteristics about myself was that I was unique, and I was open to a wide range of interests, and most importantly, I was very productive and I got things done. This was the hardest thing for me to do, because I did not know what I was able to do, but I ended up with a project that was my liking, and I really enjoy it, and I hope you guys enjoy it too. Thanks.